Precisely 5 a.m., the group...
I know if y'all had proof of me robbing somebody, we wouldn't even be talking. Y'all would have cuffed me, I would be charged with. That's what I know, bro.
In January of 2020, the baby, aka Jonathan Kirk, was supposed to be playing a show, but when the owner paid him only $20 out of the $30,000 he owed him, things got out of hand fast. The only footage of the event was this piece of obscured CCTV footage. Kirk fled the scene in a black SUV before returning to the hotel a few hours later, only to be met by both of the victims and a team of police waiting to arrest him. He was escorted to the police station and told he was only there as part of an investigation.
So we just gotta do our investigation and that's it.
But as it would turn out, the investigation wouldn't be that simple. And unfortunately for the cops, Kirk spent his hour in the interrogation room displaying exactly what to do in this situation, and making the cops' lives as difficult as he possibly could.
What's your full name?
Would you want to get free? This is just a formality. Just your name, date of birth, and all that stuff.
Immediately, it's obvious that this isn't going to be an easy one for the detectives. Kirk starts off by refusing to answer any of the officer's questions, even just regarding his own name. It seems as though he's choosing to do just that. Interestingly, however, he is choosing to waive his right to a lawyer, and let's be honest here, it's not because he can't afford it. The best course of action if you're ever put in this scenario is to stay silent and ask for a lawyer. But this time, Kirk is confident that he'll be able to wriggle out of this himself, as long as he chooses his words carefully.
The incident occurred at the hotel, 1500 Southwest First Avenue. That you were there for, correct?
What incident?
An incident. You had an altercation with somebody?
No.
Did you have a business deal with somebody?
No.
You did? No. So somebody didn't bring you $20,000 in front of the hotel in your SUV?
No. Somebody bring $20,000 that wasn't theirs and lied to them and told them it was for an event of theirs on the 31st. And lied to them, that person, once he realized they were doing bad business, he said nah and left with his $20,000.
Okay, so you didn't count?
He ain't got my contact information to do business the right way. That's what happened.
So what time was this?
I don't know. Every time they told it. Whatever time the camera showed me not robbing no damn body either.
Kirk is claiming that he had nothing to do with anything that happened outside. His story is somewhat unclear, but he's essentially saying that his manager was talking with an event promoter about playing at a nightclub called Cafe Iguana Pines. But it turns out the money that they were offering was stolen, and the promoter was acting strange during the deal. So instead of taking it and going through with it anyway, he told them to get their act together and left without an argument. This, of course, does not explain the altercation outside that was clearly caught on camera, but with the footage unclear and no witnesses nearby to identify the assailants, as long as Kirk sticks to his story, theoretically, things should be perfectly fine.
Common sense. You know, I made to even be down here. If a promoter booked me at that hotel, I didn't pay to be at that hotel. That was paid for. You let me on my room, you would have saw close to $250,000 cash legally. I don't got to take nothing from nobody, bro.
Let me ask you this.
I would go outside here right now and throw $10,000 in the air. Like, I'm not curious about no money. I don't.
Was there an argument?
No, it was an argument. I didn't argue with soul. Which was never raised. It was never aggressive language for me. None of that.
Was there a fight?
None of that. No, I ain't seen no fight. And nothing's taken. We shouldn't be in no robbery, bro. So when y'all get done doing what y'all doing, y'all need to do y'all job. Y'all need to follow y'all process. Y'all need to arrest whoever gave y'all these false allegations, bro. This is bullshit.
While it may just look like Kirk is flexing his rapper money here, this is actually a very good point for him to bring up in this situation. If he's doing random $30,000 deals on a weekday and paying for hundreds of thousands of people per month, what does he need $80 and an iPhone for? The further he can place himself from this event, both literally and figuratively, the better. From Kirk's point of view, he was nowhere near that crime. He had no reason to commit that crime, and he has sound and reasonable explanation for his whereabouts at the time. However, from the detective's side, a crime was committed, and Kirk's vehicle was right there as it happened. So they need to try and extract the information needed to piece his day together to come up with a story that Kirk cannot argue with. That forces him into a confession.
When I encountered you in the hotel, you came back to the concierge, the counter.
Yeah.
Where were you coming from at that time?
Whatever I went to eat, I went to get some food.
Where then?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
How'd you get there?
In the car.
What kind of car? Was it a car you drove, somebody else drove?
Uber.
An Uber?
Yeah.
What kind of car was it? Small car, SUV, truck? What?
I don't know. Let's talk about what matters. Let's talk about what y'all need to get me about this stuff. When I'm driving in the car, when I went to go eat, what time I went, that don't have nothing to do with the fact I ain't robbed it down. So me, nobody around me, ain't nobody robbing nobody.
Let's take the real robbery out of the picture.
So while we here, we taking robbery out of the picture. Y'all robbery. This is robbery. That's the second word he said. That's the second word he said when he came here. Robbery. Come on, bro. He told me he asked a question to me about a robbery when I walked in my hotel. Robbery. I had every answer to the question you need right there. Whoa, that ain't it. That's false. I let out the window. We talking about robbery, bro. It's nothing for me to talk about. I didn't rob.
So do you think that we just woke up this morning and decided to just...
I think y'all got a phone call from somebody that's already a liar. I know they're a liar. That phone call somebody that's a liar and y'all bought it. Y'all believe it. Y'all got me in here and y'all put me in handcuffs. Brought me outside the hotel in handcuffs, cameras and shit all on me. Come on, bro. This shit is bad for what I got going on. and I ain't gonna do shit to that man.
Even without a lawyer present, Kirk knows exactly what to do. He currently has the upper hand in this interrogation and needs to keep it that way. The cops are searching for anything that puts Kirk at the scene of the crime, but by redirecting the conversation away from that, back to what he thinks is actually important, there's no realistic way that they'll be able to get what they need. But even though he's winning, it's still worth noting how strange it is that he's not asking for a lawyer. Kirk obviously knows exactly what to do in an interrogation and has clearly spent time learning what to do. If that's true, he should also know that there's next to no scenarios where lawyering up will harm his case. But whether it's an ego thing or just a lapse in his thinking, Kirk is definitely still winning this interrogation. But he's about to start absolutely dominating.
We're talking about criminals. When I do business, it's legally binding. It's legally binding. Everything I do, you have to sign a contract. You got to sign a contract.
Okay,
it's
so
a contract right now.
Whole incident happened and nothing went wrong. Nothing happened. There was no,
Not to my knowledge.
there was no fight. There was no scuffle. There was no.
I ain't fighting nobody. But y'all know it's too much. Y'all know too many lies. You get what I'm saying? That's why y'all got to move that. It's like that, bro. Like,
You're saying that they're lies, but you don't know what we have done.
it's okay. I know if y'all had proof of me robbing somebody, we wouldn't even be talking. Y'all would have cuffed me. I would be charged with it. That's what I know, bro. That's what I know.
Now, while this isn't necessarily true in every case, it is absolutely true here. If you're in an interrogation room and the cops are trying to find out details of the case and accusing you of a crime instead of charging you immediately, it very likely means that they're missing the details needed to charge you. In the vast majority of cases, an interrogation is only done to extract a confession when they don't have enough evidence to easily convict you otherwise. There are a few other niche scenarios, such as trying to figure out why you committed a crime, but it's often very easy to distinguish why exactly you're there based on what you know about the event and what questions they're asking. If the cops know that you're guilty and have irrefutable evidence, cooperation has a lot of merit. But if they can't prove you did what they say you did, stay silent and ask for a lawyer, especially if you're innocent.
I ain't my side of the story. I ain't done that. I don't have a side of the story. I ain't done nothing to nobody.
So that's what
and before something could be done to me, I realized I was dealing with bad business. And I
What you saying about business?
What?
What you saying about
I already told y'all. You want to rewind this? You want to rewind it, bro? I already told y'all, bro. My story not gonna come out different no matter how many times I say it, bro. It's not, bro. It's right here. So you press stop and rewind and play. It's going here. That's why I said it was bad business, bro. Come on, bro. There's nothing doing my phone up all day all night. He needs my help. But here's the thing. He already was in deep water because he's already doing, and I see why. He's already doing bad business. You see what I'm saying? He has an event that wasn't going to go as planned. He needed me to make up for that. He needed me to cover his ass. So he brought in another person, lied to him, swindled him. He thinking he coming to book me for a whole different event. And they tricking him, got him paying me to come do a walk through the night. Come on, bro. He niggas full of shit. And matter of fact, check the cameras. I got crime scene investigation unit out there, check the cameras. See him meet up with somebody else in the lobby. Ask him, hey, who's that? Ask him. Follow up on what I'm telling y'all.
That's what you're
Shit, at the end of the day, I would expect people to act on common sense.
The cops have realized that they're definitely not getting anything out of him for now. He's told his side of the story and made it clear that it won't be changing, no matter what they say. So, as is the protocol here, the detectives decide to leave the room and spend some time outside trying to come up with their next move. This is also often done as it gives the suspect time alone in the room to sit and build up anxiety. In many cases, it can actually be the difference between breaking through a suspect or not. But in this case, Kirk literally just shut his eyes and went to sleep. This dude really does not care. However, it seems as though the detectives couldn't come up with their next step and decided that nothing was going to make this guy budge. The next time a detective returned, it was regarding the security of Kirk's belongings that had been left in his hotel room. Even though he hasn't been convicted yet, he was still the prime suspect of this investigation, so he'd be spending some time in jail while they figured out what to do and gathered all the evidence they could. So they just had to figure out what to do with his stuff while he was locked up. But obviously, Kirk refused to let them touch his stuff and just let the hotel deal with it. Kirk was facing a possible sentence of up to 15 years in prison plus a $10,000 fine, plus any charges they could slap him with for the battery. That's only if they could gather enough evidence, though. Evidence they absolutely were not getting from Kirk, or the blocked security footage that was the only evidence the crime even took place. So just after 48 hours in jail, the baby was released and sent on his way. Just 2 months later, all charges were dropped, and he remained a free man.
What'd they tell you? Okay, she was life flight here.
This is Natalie and John Shirilla, the parents of Mackenzie Shirilla. Just hours earlier, they were informed their daughter was involved in a devastating car accident and that she was transported by helicopter to the nearest hospital. However, what they're about to hear from this officer would change the course of their and Mackenzie's life forever.
Okay. No. You want to sit down? This is August Alameda, car into a building, 26 in the vehicle. Daughter's driving. Who died?
Mackenzie's boyfriend, Dom Russo, as well as their friend Davion, were pronounced dead after the crash, making Mackenzie the suspect of a potential double murder. However, police had their doubts. Most assumed that this was simply the result of a tragic accident on Mackenzie's behalf. But as the investigation would progress, dark and disturbing secrets would reveal this was clearly much more than just an accident.
Dom, if you do not open, you think I'm joking.
What do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean. You're gonna come open this door right now, or there's gonna be a serious problem.
Around 1 a.m. on July 31st, 2022, Mackenzie, Dominic, and Davion were at a house party in their local town. They decided to let loose during this party and get extremely high on throughout the night, something Mackenzie had a regular tendency of doing. At roughly 2 a.m., Mackenzie approached the host of the party, Kelly, and asked if she wanted to take acid with her and Davion. This was a strange confrontation for Mackenzie since Kelly had never even heard her talk about acid, let alone use it. Kelly denied the offer, and Mackenzie, Dominic, and Davion left the party shortly after. Dominic then drove them to another friend's house, where they just relaxed and watched South Park for the rest of the night. Everything was normal. It seemed like a regular night out for some college kids. And at precisely 5 a.m., the group left and went to drive back home. Here, Dominic's friend Davion asked if he could get a ride home, but Mackenzie insisted they were in a rush and couldn't. However, Dominic told Mackenzie to relax and let Davion hop in the back of the car, a decision that would forever seal their fate. The drive started out as normal, and both Dominic and Davion dozed in and out during the ride. However, suddenly, Mackenzie takes a different route, one that leads completely opposite of Davion's house, one that, just a few days earlier, she spent hours circling around, and without any hesitation, she stepped on the gas. Going over 90 miles per hour, Mackenzie flew past street cameras, and just out of the camera's view was a large brick building, and Mackenzie was heading straight towards it. Mackenzie miraculously survives the crash, barely, but still breathing. The others were killed instantly. The crash would remain unknown for 45 minutes until a local Samaritan spotted the wreckage and called Strongsville police, who quickly reported to the scene. This footage has been given exclusively to Dr. Insanity by Strongsville police. Viewer discretion is advised.
No one's breathing. Bust that window out. All right. Hear my boy. Get in here. Driver. Oh, shit, man. Hey. This is bad, guys. She's alive. We got to get her out here. All right. Check and unlock the door. Let me see your knife. Let's cut this thing out. Sarge, we're good to try to get her out? Dude, I don't know what's going in there. Let's see if we get some IDs, guys. You look younger. Oh, yeah, they're all pretty young. Jesus Christ. That's the worst I've ever seen. I don't feel anything. I don't feel pulse. Just breathing. It's our stomach. For some explode. Oh, yeah. We got two that are gone. Yeah.
When police realized Mackenzie somehow survived this wreck, they got medics and firefighters on the scene immediately to try and keep her alive.
I mean, either she's drunk or high, or she just isn't from here, was going way too fast and didn't know what the road was. It looks like they even went off the road up there.
They did.
I mean, if you're hitting the building that hard, I just can't believe all the people that work up here, they're up here all night long. No one heard.
Very factory type thing.
Yeah, well, that's insane. Once they get her out, I'll go over to this building, because I think there's a camera on the front of that building. I don't know if it's working, but I can always ask.
As authorities work to save Mackenzie, the man who initially called 911 to report the incident arrives on the scene to give his side of the story.
I was the one that called it in.
You called it in?
Yeah, I saw it. I was coming back from breakfast. Okay. I pulled up to the corner there.
Okay, we appreciate you giving us a call.
Yeah. Someone in it, obviously?
Yeah. So,
That's a bummer. I didn't want to get stuck, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
right, no, I appreciate you giving us a call. Absolutely appreciate
They
it.
fucking were hitting it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously. And I saw that at that front end.
They definitely did.
Destroyed.
Right.
All right, well, what a way to start your Sunday. I guess better than theirs. Huh?
Right. I appreciate the call, sir. Thank you.
It's clear the driver was recklessly speeding before hitting the building, so police are quick to collect evidence and figure out the names of everyone in the car and what truly happened leading up to the crash.
Grab everything over here. We'll just take it back to the property room. We'll just take it back. Yeah, throw it all in there, Larry. Anything relevant? What do you need power up with? 2 phones. One's dead. Anything else over here? Rest in peace, buddy. You're gonna go verify with the DMV. Holy smokes. Dominic, her boyfriend. Okay. How old is Dominic Russo? 17? 19? All right, guys, I'm turning off. I think that's it. I don't see anything else, you? All right.
Inside the car, police identified all the suspects and found multiple bags of weed and other marijuana devices in Mackenzie's bag, as well as psilocybin mushrooms. Thankfully, Mackenzie survived after being transported by helicopter to the nearest hospital. Her parents were called to inform them of the incident, and they rushed to the hospital. Unfortunately for them, all they knew was that Mackenzie was in an accident, and this officer is going to have to break everything to them.
Hey, what did they tell you? Nothing. Okay, she was life flighted here. Yeah, I wouldn't know that. Okay. No. You want to sit down? Oh my God. Everybody say this. Progress Alameda, car into a building. 2 are deceased in the vehicle. Daughter's driving. I don't know whether, because one that we don't know is named Jacob. Does anyone know Jacob?
No, stop. Don't talk.
Guys, I know, we're doing this. Your daughter's okay. She's talking to us. I talked to her. Okay? Your daughter's alive. Okay? Your daughter's alive. She was driving. Okay? I think, what's the name you said? It might be.
Oh my God, stop.
What's his relation to you? Okay. Yeah, the Don was in the car.
Stop. Are you kidding me?
It's right now. It's ongoing investigation. Speed is definitely a factor. So are drugs.
Tom is dead. Tom is dead.
There's always a way for me to say anything right now, man. This is a serious situation.
This ain't Dominic, it's a different Dominic. It could be a different Dominic. Might be a different Dominic.
What's that?
She knows what they're there.
No, I will. We're gonna keep that way for real. Okay, she's getting worked on now, okay? Call boss. Hey, so she's not gonna be up for a long time. She's in surgery. Oh, God, help me. All right, I gotta talk to you one more time. Just to let you know where we stand as a police department, okay? Where we stand today, okay? Full transparency here. There's drugs in the car. She had a bag of mushrooms on her and a scale. Full transparency, guys. I'm sorry, I ripped the video. Okay? Drugs in the car.
So she was awake, but not awake, so she was
In and out of consciousness. She can be fully checked in the vehicle. IFD. I know she has a severe leg injury. Like I said, she was speaking, and she had her seatbelt on.
The fact that Mackenzie was wearing her seatbelt while her passengers Dominic and Davion were not raises questions about her intentions. This detail suggests potential premeditation, as she might have anticipated the crash and taken measures to protect herself, indicating awareness of the impending danger.
Yeah, that probably saved her life. 100%
Oh my
saved her life.
God. Jessica. Oh.
I don't believe the others did.
When breaking tragic news to the victims' families, police are trained to try and comfort the family as much as possible. While the Chirillas are clearly heartbroken, the officer did a good job of calmly explaining the situation and reassuring them that they know their daughter is alive and well. However, for the family of Dominic's, the task would be much more devastating, and they'll have to tell Dominic's father everything. Keep in mind, he currently doesn't even know his son was involved in an accident, let alone deceased.
Try to take a seat. So,
You know the time it happened, guys?
no, we don't. Right now, what we do know 100% is somebody called it in, somebody passing by at around 6:15, 6:30.
Called in, but the car was just fast somewhere?
Yeah, so what it appears that happened is they were going westbound on Progress from Pearl Road. They went,
Right here in Strongsville?
yeah, in Strongsville. That business that's right at on Alameda, right where Progress ends, that ends right there. They hit that building. They hit the sign out front, and then they hit the building.
Did they fall asleep in the wheel or something?
We don't know that. We don't know that.
So 2 kids are dead, my son's dead, another kid's dead,
Go
and the
ahead.
girl's in the hospital?
She's in surgery right now.
Oh my God, huh, Chris?
I mean, another family member or a friend or anybody that you might want us to call on your behalf?
No. This is a nightmare. Is somebody called in at 6:30 in the morning?
Between 6:15
6:15, 6:30, yeah.
Came upon it, passing it by.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is horrible. She was in her car?
It was in Mackenzie's car. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. She, you guys don't know.
Right now we don't know. She's in surgery right now, so we don't know.
A few weeks after the incident, Mackenzie left the hospital and returned to her normal life. She thought everyone concluded the crash was the result of a brutal accident and nothing further. It was even reported Mackenzie and her mother had applied to a Los Angeles modeling agency and had fully moved past the incident. What's even more disturbing is, in 2022, Mackenzie went to her first party since the crash, and her Halloween costume? A detailed corpse with fake blood smeared across her mouth. Mackenzie's parents even approved of this morbid outfit and said Mackenzie, quote, deserved some fun after the crash. It almost felt like Mackenzie was almost trying to let people know the crash had malicious intent, and she wanted to rub it into the world that she got away with her crimes. But little to her knowledge, detectives were working around the clock to figure out what really happened the night of the crash, and they would find far more than they could have ever expected. A way to prevent yourself from getting into dangerous situations with strangers, making sound reach further and for longer than any human is able to. Let's get back to Mackenzie. To factually solve this case, it's critical for detectives to understand exactly what happened leading up to the crash. Luckily for them, Davion's phone was connected to a safety app called Life 360, which allows friends and family of Davion to track where he is at all times.
I just want to show you.
Oh, no, explain.
So this is when they were going down Progress Drive, and then you know how there was like tire tracks before it, like on that side grass. So that's the sign.
That's when it hits the sign.
And then that's where she curved exactly right on.
Gotcha.
Missed those 2 rocks and went right into the sign, the side of it. But I'm just confused on how the back of the sign was messed up. But she went right into that wall.
Right.
No, so you can see like the hard braking was right at the wall, and then her high speed
Was after the hard braking.
was
Right.
90 miles per hour.
So it said it's a recording. Does that play? So I mean, how does it mean? Or just screenshots?
It's just a track. Yeah, it's like my parents have you in a circle so you can see where I'm going. It just follows you for
Right.
And Davion had us in.
Yeah, but you can send the screenshots right to the email, and I'll get them all to the detective.
So I spoke to friends that were at the party. I wasn't personally there. I thought that they might have been on psychedelics. Kenzie was the driver, and they said that she took a nap. But if you know psychedelics, that's like an 8-hour to 12-hour. Like, you cannot sleep.
You can see the exact time they left the house.
I don't know. That's fine. So you can just send everything right there. All right.
In addition to this information, the car's black box recorded the gas pedal was pressed down to its fullest extent while driving towards the building. Another one of Dominic's friends was connected to Life 360 and had a very clear opinion of what he thought this evidence could be interpreted as.
To me, right here, if you looked at the tracks, and you guys probably have pictures of them, it looks like the person in the front seat tried to turn the wheel because of the fact they were going to go straight into the wall. And it doesn't say she heart broke once. It was 90 miles per hour down that whole road. And I also think because of Kenzie's and Dominic's history, that they were fighting. I think Davion went on his phone to distract himself from fighting. Although they were on drugs, they can also still be fighting with being on drugs.
It could have just been like a careless mistake. Like, I don't think Kenzie, even if she was like at road rage or she was arguing, I don't think her intention was to kill two people no matter what.
However, while this evidence is useful and certainly adds suspicion, it doesn't fully reveal Mackenzie's intentions leading up to the crash. Detectives are still uncertain whether or not this was truly an accident, or if something much worse was in play. This is when police conduct a series of interviews with Dominic and Mackenzie's closest friends and family to see what their opinions are and if they have any additional evidence to help the case. And they would find much more than they had anticipated.
I understand you're not under arrest. You walk out anytime you want. We have approximately 10 questions that we wanted to ask you. And so, how long were you guys in a relationship, you and her?
Well, we were all friends in a friend group at first. I ended up dating her for a little bit, like probably over the summer. I was only dating her for probably like a month and a half or like 2 months. And then me and Dom found out that she was cheating on us basically, but it wasn't like anything official, so it wasn't a hard feeling. So whatever happened, I just kind of was like, after me and Dom found out about that, we didn't have no problems with each other or nothing, but they were on and off, and I kept on talking to her still while they were on and off because we were all still in the friend group and stuff. So, and then we kind of just like stopped being intimate, you know what I'm saying? We're just friends.
So, describe the relationship. What was she like as your girlfriend?
Like, I didn't really have much with her relationship wise because we didn't date that long, but like friend wise, like she was crazy. Like,
she like mentally just not all there? I mean,
yeah, I don't think she's just mentally all there. Like, I personally feel like she was trying to kill herself in that crash, and she failed on doing so.
Why did Dom put up with this? Do you know?
I've personally been told that she did voodoo on him. She has told people that she put a spell on him so that he couldn't break up with her. That she had like grabbed a piece of his hair, and that she had a doll in her room for Dom, and that she literally put a spell on him. But she would tell everyone. And, like, she truly believed in that kind of stuff. And she also uses the pendulum, I know too, to try to get into it. But she tries to use it now to talk to Dom.
Do you think Mackenzie had it in her to drive a car into a wall? I mean, if you guys speculate that she did it on purpose, do you think she had it in her?
I feel like if she thinks that she can just drive the car into the wall and not feel nothing, you know, like I feel like the only reason she survived is because of how small she is. Like, I feel like she's got insanely lucky, but at the same time not lucky to survive that because like she killed two people. That was what she was trying to do, but it's like I kind of feel like that's what she was trying to do, was crash the car into the wall.
Next, police interview Angelo Russo, the older brother to Dominic. Angelo was one of the closest people to Dom and would give everything police need to know about Dominic and Mackenzie's relationship.